Batman issue number 2. Now, what I would say here is that if Tim Drake is your favorite Robin, you're gonna love this issue. You're gonna love this issue. If this is your introduction to Tim Drake, you're gonna love this issue. You're gonna love this issue. Because what this issue does is showcase Tim Drake as a character. It showcases his strengths, his weaknesses, how he adapts himself as Robin, and also adapts himself towards Bat Family, how he adapts himself to himself, and while also him fighting style and stuff like that, and how he is when, how he is as Robin. But the important stuff is his biggest weakness is as smart as he is basically the Donatello of the Robins. He gets in his own head. Yeah? That's his biggest flaw. And he needs Bruce to basically constantly say to him, or may oddly say to him, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And you get these flashbacks, I love this, that showcase what the Robins mean to to Bruce. What the Robins mean to him. And you can tell he treats them like family. It's a Bat family. It's it's a father, son, big brother, little brother, student, mentor, whatever metaphor you want to use. But there's love there, there's compassion there. And I also love how, Damian's watering the car that Tim is going to drive and all that. And Damian's just acting like a regular 10-year-old. He's acting like he's Bart Simpson or some shit. He's just watering, just doing pranks and all that. It feels like a natural family. They feel like a real family, like a bunch of brothers mucking around. And because he's trained by the League of Assassins, you can kind of do a little bit more punishing than you would do normally, because there's a scene where Damian is on the not the roof, but on the front of the car, and he's like, "You're a moron, Drake. You can't do this. You can't do that. Let me drive the Batmobile. I can drive it," because that's the whole thing. Tim Drake wants to drive the Batmobile. Bruce trusts him, but Bruce is like, you need to learn how to drive a car before you drive the car. So, but anyway, so you get a little bit of toying, a little bit of teasing from Damian, and Bruce is like, "Hey, just get to just drive reverse a little bit, just an inch," and Damian just loses his balance and falls off the car. That's stuff that you could do that because he's it's not really, technically it's child abuse, but at the same time it's he is trained by the League of Assassins, so he could take a couple a bruise, not a bruise, but a bit of grapple. I couldn't help but laugh at that moment. It's because the thing about Damian, I always say, is Damian is too much like his dad, and that's the issue. It's cool when he's 30. It's cool when a character acts like that in his 30s. When he's 10, you feel like you want to smack the kid across the face. You feel like you want to be Homer Simpson and be like, "Why, you little..." That's the thing with Damian. But I will say this, if you found out, I'm curious, imagine if you're a teacher and you found out that, that student over there is a child assassin. Do you literally let them do whatever you want? Do you care about the status and why that they might throw ninja stars at you? That's my question when it comes to Damien. Probably not. Yeah, the teachers I know would actually be like, oh yeah, whoopie doo, was I way so good, whoopie fucking do. That's probably Taya go, whoopie fucking do, like, yeah. Yeah, and you can't, bargain them with the loudest pit either. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, back to the main story. After that massive Damian Wayne tangent, but anyway, it's showcasing the family side to this. But also in this issue, it gives you a sense also with world building, with the world that Daniel Savage, who's now commissioner in Gotham, gives you a sense of what is Gotham like now? What are people's point of view of this? Like, who are now getting recruited? And what I basically think is simply this. This is this corrupt cop, or just this one officer who doesn't like vigilantes in Gotham, or just vigilantes in general. And I felt like, you know what? He was always there. He was always there. And Savage was there to just say, you can arrest them. You can point. You can shoot them. Now they're vigilantes. But when Gordon was commissioner, well, you can't question Gordon. So now you're on. They're now one of the good guys now. They're on your side, even though you don't like it. I felt like, that guy who was essentially, spoiler, who shoots the Wobber and also shoots Robin, is that guy. Is police brutality. Is a walking definition of police brutality how far he goes. But I felt like he was always there. Those type of officers in Gotham would be always been there. But Gordon was the commissioner, so you don't question Gordon. But now it's Daniel Savage, so all bets are off. And that's what it feels like. Because all the other stuff that happens in this issue, with the jokes here, with the officers, the odd action sequence here and there, which is actually a neat little action sequence in a van that felt very creative with cinematic on its own. Kind of reminds me of like the elevator scene from Winter Soldier, the movie version of Winter Soldier to be exact. So I enjoyed that. There's these little jokes here that I quite like. The banter between Batman and Robin about, like, spoiler alert, Robin gets to drive the Batmobile, and he's looking at the gears. He's like, "How many gears do you have?" And Bruce is like, 13. It's like, why the hell do you need 13 gears for? Like, I couldn't help but laugh at that moment. So these little humorous, these characters feel like actual people. They feel like there's a humanity aspect to these takes of these characters. And we're only 2 issues in. So there's so much to explore here. The gadgets are insane. Like, Bat car spikes with the tire spike thing, but the Bat logo are the spikes, or Band-Aids. Bat Band-Aids. I couldn't help but be like, "Do you get them from Target?" Like, what? Like, I couldn't help but sometimes laugh at I couldn't help but laugh at the actual gadgets and how insane they get. But of course, it's going to get insane and insaner. But yeah, but the ending kind of really got me, which is Vanessa Savage. Because it's interesting, because this is meant to... The interesting thing about Vanessa Savage being there, the best way to describe it is I get the concept of this series is they're meant to all feel standalone, like one shot issues. But I feel like they are leading to a bigger story. Or the idea is, hey, they're all one shots. It's a puzzle piece. If you get 2 versus 1, it's a puzzle piece. And you'll enjoy that puzzle piece. But they're connected to the full puzzle. And that's what I think it's going to be. And because Fear Rising's cool. Fear Rising's great. But it's kind of nice that here's like a pat story and we can say, hey, I like the beginning, middle, and end, or didn't like here, there, whatever. But I really enjoyed this. I'm enjoying this one so far. And it's only 2 issues, which I should wait till like, I don't know, issue 6 or something to say that. But yeah, next one we'll have Riddler, apparently. So that's kind of neat. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed this issue. To the Tim Drake and better say the Tim Bruce relationship and the Batman Robin relationship. I enjoyed the stuff with Tim dealing with the corrupt police officer who clearly is pushing his boundaries a little bit too much. I'm enjoying that. This is a really well put together issue. It's a lot to put in 28 pages. Or maybe it doesn't really is. Maybe it's not much, 28 pages. But it just feels like you're getting a lot of character in 28 pages. You're getting a lot of characters. You're getting a lot of character personality-wise. And getting a lot of relationships and what that character means to that character and the world it is and the world that it's setting up to. I really enjoyed it. Anyway, comment below, before I keep bubbling along, let's wrap this up. Comment below, let me know your thoughts of this issue.